All right, so the first thing is some solar collectors are propped up away from the roof. Now, what's the angle of our roof? Is pretty steep. So
yes, we have a very nice angle on the roof, and you know, you have a very windy location, so whenever we can do a flush mount, we like to do a flush mount. These evacuated tubes have an incredible amount of efficiency because of the 360 degrees versus the flat plate. So you're going to get excellent BTUs output up here. You don't need to go up at an angle. I mean, you could go up 10 degrees, but it's totally unnecessary. And this way we have less issues with snow. It's too high of a roof for you to get up here and clear snow. So if we can go flush mount, it's just less maintenance for you, less of an issue. And we've added an extra collector, so your system is really nice and big. We were originally going to go 90 tubes, and now we've moved it up to 120. So you're going to have plenty of output from this system.
Now tell me about the southeast. That gives us the morning.
The southeast gives you the morning, which is great.
So can you explain what that means? It means we're going to get heat earlier in the day.
You are going to get heat earlier in the day. You're going to get heat probably starting at about 9 o'clock in the morning in December and January, which is fantastic because you really only have like a 5-hour window for solar radiation in the winter months, and so in the real dead part of the winter. So that's when you want to catch it, is that nice morning. You really don't want to go southwest unless you have to. Much better to go southeast, and you want to be within 30 degrees off true south, and you're just fine with that. You're about 20 degrees off. So I think all in all, you couldn't really have a better site, considering you're right in the middle of the city. It's really lucky that you don't have any issues here with other structures. So I think you're good. And we were able to center it fairly well, even though you have the dormers here, you have your pipe here. You know, we had to carry it slightly over, but you know, we really tucked it in just in between, which is tricky to do. Now over here you have your first roof penetration. There'll be 4 of these. These are very fussy.
Now, what do you mean by very fussy?
Well, you gotta penetrate down, and you gotta go in and then connect those pipes down inside the house and chase them all the way down to your solar storage tanks. So this is a critical part of the job, is finding out exactly where you're going to penetrate and how you're going to tie that into the rest of the system in the house.
And then seal up the roof.
And seal up the roof. And so we use these roof caps, and we use PVC, and we use very high-tech insulation, polyiso insulation over all of this copper, so we don't have any heat loss on the runs up here. Because your glycol is moving through this manifold, and this hot glycol, the tubes aren't here yet, but the hot glycol runs through this manifold and then comes down your copper pipe up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very hot, and it comes down into the house and heats up the water in the tank. Now, we want to make sure we insulate that really well, because it's only a couple feet, but you don't want to lose any heat. So we make sure that that happens. And that it's all weather tight, so it's all urethane jacketed insulation.
So we have to have another one at the other end?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on these down here, these are going to be hooked together?
These, I think they're running in parallel.
Okay.
We'll have to check with Joe on that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll take the trip down now.
Great.